Now,
Okay, was me.
isn't it
We just
true
wasn't no audio playing yet, but
that
we back.
after Nut was killed, that you thought the whole If gang was going to be after you?
I don't recall.
Okay. Isn't it true that you told Detective Copeland it's not a game, it's the whole clique, you know what I'm saying? The whole gang. They're after me.
I don't recall. Hmm.
No,
No, you did not say that.
because I don't know who the hell Detective Copeland is.
Excuse me. I meant to say Detective Thorpe.
I don't recall.
All right.
That's the second time she called Woody a cop.
Now we talked earlier about the gambling house in Lake. Did you tell Detective Thorpe during the same January 11, 2015 interview that the person who shot up the gambling house in Lakewood was Cal?
I don't recall.
Okay. And that when Kel shot up the gambling house, he actually shot up Thug's car?
I don't
I don't
recall.
recall.
I don't know. We don't recall none of that.
And that Thug wanted Kel to pay for the window of his car being shot up?
I don't recall.
What about it?
Did you tell Detective Thorpe during your January 11, 2015 interview that Thug wanted Kel to pay for the window that was shot up?
I don't
I don't
recall.
recall.
Also, in that January 11th interview, didn't you tell, excuse me, strike that, let me ask. Do you know if Nut was in a gang?
I don't recall.
During that same January 11, 2015 interview, didn't you tell Detective Thorpe that Nut was the big dog in the gang?
I don't recall.
Specifically, didn't you tell Detective Thorpe Nut, he wasn't the big dog, but he was they big dog. Like Nut ain't the big dog, but he's still a big dog. But he's not over the whole gang, but he's a big dog in the gang.
I don't recall what I told no detective.
So have you, when Nut was alive, did you and Nut ever speak about the issues or the beat that you had with Kel?
I don't recall me and Nut having no conversation.
In the same January 11, 2015 interview, didn't you tell Detective Thorpe, me and Nut, we've talked about Kel?
I tell Detective Thorpe anything to get him off of me.
Okay.
They already told you that one time. Cool, bud. You're.
So did you tell Detective Thorpe that you and Nut talked about Kel?
Uh, I don't recall having no conversation with Nut. I don't know what I told Detective Thorpe.
When you went to Detective, when you went and spoke with Detective Thorpe on January 11, 2015, were you concerned about if gang harming your family members?
It's been so long, I don't recall.
Hey, didn't you tell Detective Thorpe in that same interview, I don't know what to say. What can I do? Where can I go? When I leave here, what can I do? Because I have a lot of brothers and sisters. My mama had 10 kids at the house. Yes, my sister, I got on Boulevard in Oakland City. I got a grandmother in Oakland City. My girl stay in Carver Homes. My other brother stay in Carver Homes. But I'm afraid they might know she's down in Boulevard. I know they know where she stay.
Wait,
Did Isn't it true that you told Detective Thorpe you were concerned about if gang retaliating against your family members?
I don't recall.
Are you thinking about your response?
Wait,
I asked the question. I didn't know if you were thinking about your answer.
what? I don't know.
Okay. Do you need me to repeat the question?
Yeah,
Okay. Is it true that you told Detective Thorpe
My boy went
you were
straight blank on her
concerned
ass.
about if gang harming your family members?
I don't told Detective Thorpe whatever. Tell him whatever. I don't remember what I can't specifically say what I told him. I don't know what I told him. I don't remember what I told him.
Earlier, do you recall me asking you about borrowing your brother's car?
Today?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes for the record?
Yes, bitch.
Okay. And you told me that you never borrowed your brother's car?
I paid for it, so it's my car.
Okay. In the same January 11, 2015 interview, did you tell Detective Thorpe that it was your brother's vehicle and that you borrowed it from him?
I would tell Detective Thorpe anything. I know when the police question me, they want me.
In your January 11, 2015 interview, you did not go there as a suspect, did you?
That's what I was told.
But when you went there, you were never arrested, correct? On January 11, 2015?
I don't recall.
Okay. Did you leave the precinct after you interviewed with Detective Thorpe on January 11, 2015?
Yeah, I think.
Okay. So you were never arrested, correct?
I don't recall. I don't know.
And when you went there, did Detective Thorpe ever accuse you of killing Nut?
I don't recall what he said.
Did Detective Thorpe in that entire interview give you an opportunity to tell him what happened the night of the murder?
I can't remember what I can't remember what he specifically. I know he talked about the murder, but I don't know. I can't remember what was said.
Okay. But did you have an opportunity to tell him about what you knew about what happened the night of the murder?
I told him what I made up.
So you made up going to your girlfriend's house?
I don't know if I told him that.
Okay.
I can't remember. I can't recall if I told him that.
If you told him that you were at your girlfriend's house, would that be a lie? Okay.
I don't recall.
If you told him that you borrowed your brother's car, would that be a lie?
That was my car.
Okay. But if you told him that, would that be a lie?
I don't recall.
Okay. Why would you need to lie about your brother's car, about borrowing your brother's car?
Because y'all were putting so much pressure on me that every time I was coming out the door, the police were getting me. So I knew that police was after me.
But you keep saying the police were after you. On January 11th, were the police after you? The police were not after you.
When Detective Third questioned me, I don't know when was it. Like, I don't know. So when you saying January 11th, from my understanding, I ain't even, I thought I walked in and walked right back out. I don't even remember sitting down having no discussion with Detective Thorpe. So I don't know. Detective Thorpe talked to me more than one time. I don't know which time, what he said at which time. I don't remember what was said. I just know that I was just saying whatever that came to my mind. I don't know. I was going to jail. I remember going to jail, trying to talk my way out of jail.
Now, I think earlier you said you do recall speaking to police multiple times in 2015. Is that correct?
Nah, I talked to them a million times.
And isn't it true that when you spoke to them on the different times you spoke to them, you told them
Different stories.
no, you told them the same stories each time you spoke
How
to
you
them.
gonna
when
tell
you
him
called
no?
I did. I don't know.
Okay. Now, after January 11th, I know you don't remember the date. Do you remember speaking with police again after your car was shot at on the highway?
You said my brother made a report. What I need to talk to them about?
Did you speak to Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis after your car was shot up or shot at on the highway? Do you recall going to the police department and speaking to Detective Gaither
I don't recall.
and Detective Dennis?
I'm sorry. I don't recall.
Okay. You have permission to approach.
You may.
You can come and look at her.
This is crazy, bro. The man said he don't recall 1,000 times. She gonna still keep asking him. Saying, I guess she got to get through her questioning, but she been questioning him for fucking 2 whole weeks. Like you ain't get through all them damn questions yet. He ain't gonna tell you what you want to hear.
What's been marked as Stacy Ticket 378 Yankee Alpha 1. Tell me, do you recognize, do you see yourself in that picture?
Yes.
And is there a date on that picture?
Yes.
What is the date on that picture?
The date you've been saying.
Is that January 11, 2015?
Yes.
And is that the interview room? Is that the interview room at the Atlanta Police Department where you interviewed with the detective? With the detective?
I don't recall.
You're right. This time the state like the 10-6 to the 378 Alpha.
Yeah.
Your Honor, the state would like to tender State's Exhibit 378 Yankee Alpha 1 into evidence.
All right. It's admitted without objection.
Next, I'm going to show you 378 Yankee Bravo 1. Tell me, do you see yourself in that picture?
Yes.
And is that date January 28th, 2015?
Yes.
Your Honor, this time the state would like to tender State's Exhibit 378 Yankee Bravo 1 into evidence.
Admitted without objection.
Now, looking at 378 Yankee Bravo 1, do you see yourself, Detective Gaither, Detective Dennis in that photo?
Yes.
All right. And on that date, do you recall, did you speak with them about your car being shot at on the highway at University and Pryor?
I don't know.
Do you recall ever speaking to police about your car being shot at on University and Pryor Road?
I don't know.
All right. In this interview back on January 28th, 2015, didn't you speak with Detective Thorpe and Detective Dennis? Excuse me, strike that. Were you arrested on January 28th, 2015?
I don't know.
Did you go into this police interview voluntarily?
I don't remember this at all.
Okay. Do you remember speaking at all, whether it was on January 28th or any other date, about the shooting on the highway to the police?
I don't recall.
Okay. In that interview on January 28th, 2015, didn't you tell Detective Gaither and Dennis about being at a pool party before being shot at on the highway.
I don't recall.
Okay. And while you were at the pool party, there was an individual by the name of Bushi at that pool party.
I don't recall.
And that Bushi was the girlfriend of Yak Gotti.
I don't recall.
And that after you all left this pool party, you were driving on the highway in your brother's vehicle.
I don't recall.
Do you not recall being
No,
shot at
bitch,
on
he
the highway?
don't
You don't
recall.
recall
The
telling
fuck?
this to the detectives?
I'm sorry,
I
y'all,
don't
but
recall
nah, he
none
don't
of this you
recall.
talking about.
So you don't recall being shot at on the highway?
I've been shot at a lot of times.
Specifically in January 2015, do you recall being shot at
I don't
on the
recall.
highway?
You
While in
ready?
your brother's vehicle?
I don't remember. I don't.
Do you remember telling the detectives that you were shot at on the highway while in your brother's vehicle?
I don't remember what I done told the detectives.
In the January 28, 2015 interview,
You don't
did you
recall.
tell the detectives that while you were driving on the highway, you had your radio up?
I don't recall.
You don't know what he told the
And did you
detective,
also tell them
bitch.
as you had
You
your
keep
radio up,
asking
you
him the
heard
same
pow, pow,
question in
pow?
6 different ways. He don't
I don't
fucking
recall.
recall.
Okay. And did you also tell detectives that you then again heard another pow, pow, pow? And so you ducked down.
I don't recall.
And did you also tell detectives then the car stopped working and you tried to hit the gas, but it cut out and stopped working?
I do not recall.
Yo,
In the
I'm about
same
to change
interview,
the
did
name
you
of
then
this
tell
shit.
detectives
Frankie
so
Blanco,
the
salute,
dude
salute,
that came
salute.
up to you
Change this shit to when
and you
when
was concerned because your
when the
car didn't
murderer
work
is the key witness. What
because the
the
car
fuck?
wasn't working?
He done told you he did it
I
in
don't
so many
recall.
words.
Okay. And in the same interview, did you tell detectives that you then heard some more shots even after that?
I don't recall.
He don't recall.
And that the two cars that you saw that were shooting, one was a gray Impala with tinted windows.
I don't recall.
I don't recall
And then
either.
you saw another car that was also shooting at your car.
I don't recall.
Then, do you recall Detective Gaither, after you told her about the shooting on the highway, her asking you, when did this beef begin between you and If Gang?
I don't recall.
And you also told her the story about what happened at Club Crucial the Monday before Donovan Thomas was murdered.
I don't recall.
Did you also, in this interview, when Detective Gaither asked, when did this beef begin, that Kel told you the beef began because you hung around a person named Boo,
I don't recall.
and that they were mad because they thought Boo was a rat and that you were hanging around a
Yep.
rat?
I don't recall.
Then do you also recall to telling Detective Gaither, again, with her asking about when did this beef begin, you also telling Detective Gaither in this now January 28th, 2015 interview about the shooting at the gambling house on Lakewood?
I don't recall.
And in this January 28th, 2015 interview, you actually told Detective Gaither that initially you thought another gang did the shooting at the gambling house.
I don't recall.
Okay. But then later you learned that it was Kel who did the shooting at the gambling house.
And he's still alive?
Do you recall telling Detective Gaither
No, I don't recall.
about the shooting?
I don't recall.
So now is it fair to say that both in January 11th of 2015, now in the second interview, that you told the same story about this gambling house shooting in Lakewood?
You just confused me. What you say?
Now for the second time, have you told another set of detectives about the gambling house shooting in Lakewood?
I don't recall.
Okay. Do you also recall in the same January 28th, 2015 interview telling Detective Gaither that Kel wanted to speak with Doug on FaceTime?
I don't recall.
Okay. And this is why you were at the Cascade skating rink. You told her about the Cascade skating rink incident as well.
I don't recall.
Okay. And that you told Detective Gaither that when Thug and Kel spoke at the Cascade skating ring, you want to be a party opponent mission with what Thug said.
Go ahead. Overruled.
That Thug told Kel he wanted Kel to pay for the window that he shot up.
The man rich. Why would he? I don't recall.
Okay. Do you recall telling Detective Gaither that that was the conversation that Thug and Kel had?
I don't recall.
And that Kel said that he wasn't going to pay for the window.
I don't recall.
Okay. And in this same January 28th interview, you also then told Detective Gaither, Detective Dennis, about the fight at Club Crucial that Monday before Donovan Thomas was killed.
I bet I was a victim in every interrogation, right?
Did you tell Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis also about the Monday night fight at Club Crucial?
I don't recall.
And that you also told Detective Gaither at the same Monday night event at Club Crucial that you had money flashing and that Kel walked up to you and punched you.
Boy ain't
And
living
punch
like
you.
that. He ain't living like that.
But did you tell Detective Gaither that this occurred?
I don't recall.
Also, in the same January 28th, 2015 interview, is it true that you also told Detective Gaither that after Kel beat you up, you ran out of the club and went outside of the club and saw Bloody J?
I don't recall.
And in the same January 28th, 2015 interview, did you also again then tell Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis that people in your crew jumped Bloody J?
People in my crew?
Yes.
My
Right.
crew in prison.
Okay, back in January 2015.
My crew in prison. Everybody who ran with me in prison.
Okay, back in this
With
January.
license.
All right, Mr. Kaplan, listen to the question. Let her finish the question and then you can answer it.
In January 2015, did you tell Detective Gaither that at the same Monday night event at Crucial where you got beat up by Kel, that when you went outside, your people jumped on Bloody J?
I don't recall.
Now, also during this same interview with Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis, did you then also tell them your concern about people blaming you for Nut being killed?
I don't recall.
And matter of fact, you were concerned that you always get blamed for everything.
Because I'm always into stuff.
Okay. And that you told them, so the night after Nut got killed, you came down to talk to the detective to declare your name.
I don't recall.
And matter of fact, you told Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis that people told you that you shouldn't go down to the police department,
I don't recall.
but you decided to go down anyway to clear your name.
You asked me?
I'm asking you.
I don't recall.
All right. Did you also tell Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis that on the night of Donovan Thompson's murder, you actually told your girlfriend to call the police and tell them what was going on, tell them everything, because you again wanted to clear your name about being involved in Donovan Thompson's murder?
I don't recall.
Now, during the course of this same January 20th interview with Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis, do you recall them asking you questions about the relationship between Nut and Thug?
I'm from Canterville.
Okay.
I can't tell you nothing about two other people from other places.
Do you recall telling them in this interview that Nut and Thug, you did not know of Nut and Thug having a problem?
I made, when the police questioned me, especially Gaten, I know she after me. So she acted like she was into what I was saying, and I was feeding her whatever came to my mind.
So,
They tried to make it make sense.
so why wouldn't you say that they had problems with each other versus that they did not have problems with each other?
Because I'm trying to make up a story. I don't know what nobody have. I don't know. I don't recall what I even said to her. I just know that anytime they question me, I'm trying to tell them anything to get them out my face.
Now, you said that you're from Mechanicsville. Do you know where Thug, what part of the city Thug is from?
I don't know. I just met Thug when I got out of jail. We not from the same neighborhood. I don't know where you, like, Cleveland Avenue, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. And what about Nut? Did you know what neighborhood Nut was from?
I don't know.
Now, after Nut was killed, did you go to Miami?
I don't recall.
Do you recall telling Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis in the same interview that you went to Miami after Nut was killed?
I tell the investigators anything. I don't recall what I told them.
And when you were in Miami, were you there with Shannon Stillwell?
I don't recall.
Okay. What about Quindarius Zachary?
Who?
Little D from Cleveland.
I don't think me and him ever traveled together. I don't recall.
Do you recall him being in Miami while you were in Miami?
I don't recall being in Miami.
Do you recall telling Detective Gaither that you, your daughter, you and your child's mother went to Miami to lay low after the shooting of Donovan Thomas?
Back then, I tell so many lies. I tell 15 lies in 1 second. I don't recall what I said, and I'm not even trying to remember what I said either.
Do you recall telling, or didn't you tell Detective Gavin Dennis that Thug actually told you to come down there with him to Miami to lay low?
Thug can't tell me nothing.
And you also told Detective Gaither that, again, after he told you to come down there and lay low to Miami, that you and your girl, you stayed down there for a week in Miami.
I don't recall what I done told the police. But for me telling you now, there's nobody walking this earth and tell me what to do.
Is going to Miami a bad thing?
No, which I just told you, you bring up something that you saying that I said to the police, and I'm telling you the truth right now. I lied to them. So I don't know what I don't know. Like, go ahead.
So have you never been to Miami?
I've been to Miami a lot.
Okay. So back in 2015, did you ever go to Miami?
I can't remember if it was 15 or 14.
Let me make it more specific. After Donovan was killed, did you go to Miami?
Man, I can't recall. And honestly, God, can't recall.
Now, when you spoke to Detective Gaither and Dennis, did you tell Detective Gaither and Dennis that you thought Thug was trying to get rid of you?
What you mean?
Did you ever tell Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis that you thought Thug was trying to get rid of you?
I don't think you heard me the first time when I told you I don't run behind nobody. I'm from Mechanicsville.
Okay,
So I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
okay, so what does being from Mechanicsville have to do with my question?
That mean I don't run behind nobody else.
I didn't ask you about running behind anyone.
Saying something about getting rid of me, like you can't get rid of me.
Okay. So is it your testimony that you did not tell Detective Gaither and
I
Detective
don't know.
Dennis?
I don't know what I done told the investigators, detective, whatever you want to call them.
Isn't it true that you told Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis that you actually spoke to Thug about the fact that you thought he was trying to get rid of you?
I can tell the investigator anything because I know one thing. They talking to me, so they gotta go with what I say. So I don't recall what I told them. I would tell them anything that come to my head.
Okay.
I don't recall what I said to them.
Do you recall telling didn't you tell Detective Dennis and Detective Gaither that Thug called you and said, bruh, they say I got a hit out on your head, bruh?
I told you I'm a player victim in everything. I'm a victim.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna justify myself by being a victim.
Okay. And your response to him was like, you do? And then y'all both started laughing.
They don't even make sense. I don't recall none of that. Saying it, me telling it. I don't remember specific what I said to any investigator. I know I told them whatever. I feel that I can convince them to let me go.
Now I want to go back to going to Miami after Donovan was killed. Isn't it true that you told Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis that while you were in Miami, initially Thug treated you like a brother, but then things felt different?
Do you got proof of me being in Miami?
Did you provide us your phone number so we can get records, Mr. Copeland?
Which phone?
The phone you had in 2015, did you give police your phone number so we can get your phone records?
I don't recall. Now you're talking about.
Okay. Did you give police your phone number in any of these interviews so that we can get your phone records?
I don't recall, bitch.
Your phone that you had back in 2015.
I had more than one phone.
Okay. So did you give any phone number to the detectives back in 2015 so we can get your phone records? Any phone you have?
Shit. I don't know. I can't remember. I don't recall.
Salute.
Did you matter of fact
What
tell
up,
the
Cole?
police to go get your
Shit,
phone
what up?
records? So
I'm still in the street, so I'm gonna
where
put
you
my shit
were
on mute for
on
now.
the night of Donovan Thompson's murder and afterwards?
I probably, I don't know. I probably did. Ain't no telling.
Okay. And did Detective Gator tell you that that was one of the things that she was going to have to verify was your phone records and where your phone puts you?
I don't remember. I don't recall.
Back in 2015, do you remember your phone numbers from 2015?
Shit, I don't even know my phone number now.
Okay. Did you remember if you had a Sprint
That's
phone?
crazy. That boy said he don't even know
I
his
got
shit
two
right
numbers.
now.
Back in 2015, did you have Sprint?
I don't recall.
I don't know.
Okay.
I can't remember what phone service I had.
All right. Did you ever live off of Oakland Drive or use an Oakland Drive Southwest address?
You said, have I ever used the Oakland Drive address?
Yes.
Um,
And I don't want to put the full address on the record, but have you ever used the address of Oakland Drive?
I don't know if I used it on anything. I know I used it probably getting out of jail.
So is there an
I don't,
address?
I don't know. I don't recall. I don't know.
Do you have an address that you used off of Oakland Drive Southwest?
He said he
I
don't
did.
recall. The fuck? Bitch, leave
And
him alone.
does the number of the address begin with an 8?
I don't know.
The fuck?
Okay. Going back to the January 2015 interview. Isn't it true that you told Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis that while you were in Miami, he wasn't happy with you being around him anymore? It felt different.
Who?
That thug, you weren't thug. That thug wasn't happy with you being around. It felt different to you.
I don't recall.
He just said he don't recall that
don't
shit
recall
5
being
minutes
Miami.
ago. How you gonna bring the same question right back? Bro, these motherfuckers be thinking somebody dumb.
Dr. Nut was killed.
Bless you.
Just yeah, he's not stupid. I mean, he acting dumb, and I do think he a little retarded. But god damn, ain't nobody that damn stupid. You just really just asked him the same exact. You didn't even try to switch the question up. Oh, dumbass motherfucker.
Now,
I
in that
apologize,
same
y'all, for the
interview,
curses. I'm sorry.
that you had with Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis, did you speak with them about? Do you recall talking to them about Moonsung and that you encouraged Moonsung that he should come down and talk to the police as well regarding Donovan Thompson's murder?
I don't recall what I told no investigators.
Okay. Isn't it true that you told them that because people were calling his name in the murder, he should come down and speak to the police?
The only truth it is, I made these things up. I don't know about nothing going on.
Why would you need to make up something about Moonsung coming down and clear his name from a murder?
I'm speaking in a general, like you got me up here like I know what's going on. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, so I'm asking you now.
I don't remember what I don't told the police. I keep telling you that. You can't keep asking me what I told the police if I'm telling you that I lied to the police. I can't remember no lie.
Mr. Copeland,
Yes.
I think that she understands, generally speaking, what your position is with regard to what you remember and what you don't, but she's still going to ask you specific questions and you need to answer the specific questions also. And you don't have to preface every one of them with your general position about it.
Yes, ma'am. But Your Honor, may I speak? I'm not
Wait
trying
until
to.
there's another question on the floor. And I understand.
I'm not trying to be difficult.
I understand. Go ahead, Ms. Silverman.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, he ain't trying to be
Now,
difficult. This bitch keep
earlier I
asking
asked you
him the
about an
same
individual
shit.
by the name of Bloody J.
The
Do you know
fuck?
Bloody J?
Salute,
I heard
salute
of
to everybody in the building. Hit the like button and
you-
share this live.
Have you ever spoken to Bloody J?
I doubt it.
Okay. Back in the same January interview that you had with Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis, do you recall telling Detective Gaither, or didn't you tell Detective Gaither and Dennis that you were trying to hook Bloody J and Thug back together?
How would I don't recall.
Okay. And matter of fact, didn't you tell Detective Gates and Detective Dennis that Thug and Bloody J had a falling out because Bloody J joined If Gang?
If you going off what I said in the past, to I told the investigators, that's crazy. I do not remember what I said. You can't get me up here to try to remember what I said to them. I don't remember what I said. You can ask me these step by step, but my response is my response. You want me to be honest? You want me to lie? I can't answer your question because I can't remember what I said. So I don't recall.
So I'm going to ask you now. Did Bloody J
Ask me
and
now,
Thug
ask me later. You're
stop
still
getting
gonna get
into
the
because
same
Bloody
answer.
Bitch, I
started
don't
messing with If
recall.
Gang?
Like he
Thug behind you, ask him.
I'm asking you.
Huh?
wow.
I'm asking you.
I don't know,
Wow.
So
He told that
why
bitch
would you
stuck behind you.
tell
Ask him.
Detective Gates
Fuck
and
wrong with
Detective
you.
Dennis that?
ma'am.
Why would you tell Detective Gates and Detective Dennis that?
I don't, that, I can't recall.
Okay.
This shit crazy, cool.
Nah, that guy's right there is crazy.
Nah, he ain't crazy, but he already told him he didn't want to testify. They forced him to testify. They made him testify. You feel me? They took away his Fifth Amendment right, his right to
Going
plead
back to
the
the
fifth,
January
and made him testify. So he
28th
not going along
interview.
with nothing that they saying. Fuck them. I feel him. You know what I'm saying? Fuck them. But then the bitch gonna ask him, did he kill the dude? First, he up there with immunity, right? If you gonna give me immunity to make me testify, right?
Of course, indulgence for one.
So if you gonna give me immunity to make me testify, then why the fuck would you ask me a question that I'm not immune to? Because there is no
After speaking with them about briefly about the murder,
status of
did you
limitation
then go into
on
more
murder.
details
You feel what
about
I'm saying?
the shootout on, well, not the shootout,
There's
but
no
Yeah, I hear
statute
you.
of limitation on murder. So why
on
the
the
fuck would you
highway? Do
ask
you
me a
recall
question
telling them
about a
who you
murder?
believe
If I murder somebody,
shot
knowing if
Javina
I
on the
said,
highway?
yeah, I can go to jail for a bitch.
I don't recall.
Yeah, they set my boy up real nicely.
Can I tell
Trying
you
to
what
put
I do
him in the
remember?
young thug bag.
Is it about the shooting on the highway?
No.
Then no, not right now.
Okay.
He said, "Can I say what I do remember?
Or let me ask you this: do you
I
remember
remember I
what
told you, bitch, I ain't want
what
to
you told
testify, and
Detective
you
Gates
made
in
me.
January of 2015?
No, I was gonna tell you what I remember from when Nut was killed.
Okay. Tell me what you remember the night that Nut was killed.
I remember everybody said I killed him. That's all I remember.
That's it. That's it.
And that's the only thing you remember.
That's
That's
it.
all I remember. I don't remember nothing that night. I don't remember where I was. I don't remember what I told the investigator. I thought that when they called me down there, I thought I walked in and he let me walk right back out. I don't remember sitting down talking to him. I don't remember him doing no ballistic. I don't remember him. I remember he said one thing and he left. He said, the man sitting on the street and everybody saying you did it. He like, man, I still got a bite on the street. That's all I remember. I thought I walked in and walked back out. I don't remember nothing. Like,
And that was the first time when you went to go speak with Thorpe.
I don't even know if it was. I know.
Yeah, I think something happened with them like they all went out.
With whose mic?
All of us. Yeah.
Of course. I don't have a way to. Yeah.
What happened? The judge stepped out. Yeah, the judge, she stepped out.
Yeah, he stepped out for a second.
She better say something next time she leaves. She don't just leave like that. What's wrong with her? The hell's wrong with her? She better recognize people and say, "Oh, I got to do something."
Uh,
Reset.
Cartel salute. Content
Crazy.
cartel salute. Yeah, cool. This shit is crazy, bro. Like I like I said, I can't. I'm not mad at the prosecutors for being prosecutors, but I am mad at them for being dirty and trying to use dirty tactics and doing anything they could to try to, you know what I'm saying, put somebody in jail. I don't give a fuck what color they is. Like I don't like that, bro. And especially that they black prosecutors and they doing the dirty shit to try to, like I said, if Kamala was doing dirty shit to lock motherfuckers up, fuck her too at that point in the time. But I still think right now she's better than Trump. Period.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%.
Period. I ain't biased. If she was doing dirty shit to convict motherfuckers, then fuck her. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? But if she was just doing her job, then I can't be mad at her for doing her fucking job. That's crazy.
But you know what? It doesn't matter, Black. No matter who's the person going against Trump, no matter even if everybody knows 100% that that guy's better than Trump, they're still going for Trump. It doesn't matter if you're smarter than him because he's not smarter than her. She way got too much over him accomplishment and the goddamn hold on, give me a second.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying, cool. The truth is, bro, you know, come November, this election, bro, we really making a vote for freedom this time. You know what I'm saying? This is really about democracy this time. So, you know, your freedom is on the line, bro. People can say what
Yeah,
they
like I
want.
was saying, Black.
Yeah,
She
cool.
accomplished more than Trump when it comes down to that because all he was a crooked businessman. He didn't do anything for us. He was just all about him, make himself bread. He didn't help none of us out. So why is people
That's
asking,
a
oh,
whole
what
fact.
did she did? Come on, what did she do? What did she do? She did more than Trump. I'll tell you that much. Come on,
But why
Trump
is
that
they
got
trying to
caught
compare?
cheating.
Why are they trying to compare somebody that was second in power to somebody that's in complete in power? You know what I'm saying? He's in complete power. She's not in power yet. So how you gonna ask what did she do when she? You know what I'm saying? It's just rhetorical
Well,
questions
I'll ask the
like
same
that.
question. No, I'll flip the question. Like I said, what did Trump did before he came to office? What did he did to help us then? If you want to flip that same stupid question, I'm gonna flip on you and tell me before Trump came president, what did Trump did for us?
They don't have no answer for no shit like that.
Well, I know they ain't gonna have no answer. I know they ain't gonna have no answer. What he was doing, hiding his taxes, didn't want to show his taxes refund, cheating on his wife while she was pregnant, want to have sex with his daughter. Like, get out of here with that bullshit. Anyway, like I said, tonight's gonna be a good night.
Yeah,
Seven
yeah, yeah.
thirty,
Don't
people
don't
pull
yeah,
up.
yeah,
Seven
yeah,
thirty.
don't give away all the tea, man. I sent you the Witchcom too.
I already did the flyer. 7:30
Uh,
tonight.
all right, say less.
Yeah, it's going down tonight. Yeah, but these prosecutors, they dirty though. You know what I mean? And that way to make that man testify or tell him this or that, like they crooked motherfuckers. I mean, everybody says, "Oh, the government's crooked." Yeah, they are, but come on, like y'all see it. Y'all see it all day long. As soon as Trump came into the goddamn stage, boom, he lied. Like all he does is lie. Y'all believe he's lied. Y'all believe that he made more. Man, listen, I'm not even getting down with the Trump shit right now. I'll leave that shit alone. But in this
I
case
think a
right
lot of
here,
people just on the bandwagon. I think a lot of people just want to be down, want to be different, want to be down. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, vote for Trump is right now is the being down, the being different. You know what I'm saying?
yep.
Nobody like Trump. Trump has a base of motherfuckers that follow him, and that's it. They're cult. And if you want to be part of that cult, then go right on ahead. I don't think I think the Most High ain't gonna allow Donald Trump to become president no more. I think if we gotta come down to that, then I got to think that the Most High he expect better of us as humans, but sometimes we make fucking mistakes and we just don't learn from them. So if it come down to that, I just think the Most High gonna be like, man, fuck it, I'll take over. Ain't no way in the world we letting this nigga win.
So what about what you think
Especially
about
how he using
this guy?
God's name in vain. Yeah, Cuba, I'm sorry.
No. I was saying what happened with this guy. He got caught with a wig on.
Oh yeah, JD Vance. But he used to identify as gay. So then he said he had to change his heart. He learned that blah blah. Now he a Republican, so he hate gay people now. Like but JD Vance is not even his real name.
Oh no.
He changed
Oh
his name
shit.
3 times, I think they said. So we're gonna look that up too.
Oh yes, I will be looking up his name. What's the reason of him changing up his name? What the fuck? That's strange. I never
That
heard of
ain't
a
his
person
real
changing their
fucking name.
name 3 times. 3 times, you said?
He keeps changing because he was gay under one name, I guess. I don't know. I don't want to sit here and put out
JD
rumors
Twinkle
about the man.
Toes?
You feel me?
JD Cupcake?
Yeah. You see, he had a
I
full
can't see the
dress
chat
on,
though.
a wig. He had the eyeliner. He had a women's necklace on. All that. He was a straight fucking cross dresser.
Oh man. Oh
Nah,
man,
JD
I
Vance,
can't see the
Trump's
chat.
vice president pick.
Shout out to the people in the
So,
chat. I don't see nobody in the chat. I can't see shit. I'm in the
yeah.
phone. I'm in the
Content
phone. I don't
cartel in the
see
chat.
nobody.
Content cartel in the
Shout
chat.
out to him.
Frankie Blanco, New
Oh
York Nikki
shit.
always, she came through last show and held me down.
I'm trying to contact Bless Boy, man. I'm trying to contact Bless
Who else
Boy.
was in the chat? I seen. Oh, that's
Yeah,
basically all.
I'm trying to get this rap shit
Who?
too, man. I'm trying to, Bless Boy. I'm trying to get Bless Boy. I want him. I want to do a show where I can get about 6, 7 of y'all and just go in on one fucking beat. I'm doing the beat. I'm gonna send the beat out to everybody, and I want to see. I mean, even if I have to pay
I'm
people to
with that.
pull up and shit, it is what it is. And I want like 5 people just go in on that beat. So, like I said, man,
Word.
like a little cipher I want them to do on this YouTube shit. Like I said, it's all,
Yeah. I still got it
it's
in backyard. It didn't start back up yet, so I don't want y'all to think that I ain't got y'all. I got y'all. I'm holding y'all down.
yeah, we just talking, conversating and shit. Like I said, shout out to the goddamn chat. Yo, motor vehicles are fucking crook. Let me tell you, they're crook.
You
God
ain't know
damn,
that?
insurance in New York City. I knew that, but god damn. New York City, man. I'm gonna have to go back to Florida and get some Florida plates. These motherfuckers be bugging the fuck out.
It's New York City, my nigga.
Yeah, New
Traffic
York
get
itself.
crazy out there. I know they
Yep.
be handing out 1,000 tickets a day out that bitch.
Oh man, fucking millions of tickets they be giving out here in New York, man. New York is crazy out here. They love this shit.
I
Everybody be
know.
fighting for parking spaces and everything. Should be wilding out here, man. Should definitely be
I know
wilding
the
out.
shit.
Try to
Word
have
up.
fucking, try to have 4 cars and shit. See how the insurance go for you. That's why I said I'm gonna have to do something with that. That shit's crazy.
So what you think about this YSL trial? You think it's gonna be a mistrial, or you think
It should be a mistrial.
it
It
should have
should be
been
a
a
mistrial.
mistrial? You know what I'm saying?
Long time ago.
That's a fact. The judge done recused himself. I don't know why this new judge is still letting these lawyers, these prosecutors stay on the case when they dirty. You know what I'm saying? Like it just seemed like Atlanta just need this conviction for some reason. Like Atlanta
Now let
not gonna
me.
let him. Yeah.
Young Thug's lawyer was arrested also too, right? Is that
Yeah, he was
Is
he, he
that
was locked up in court. Yeah,
okay? Why was he locked up in court for?
because they saying that he contempt of court because he wouldn't tell the judge who told him about the ex parte meeting, about the secret meeting that the judge had. The judge and the prosecutors and Little Woody and his attorney had. They didn't tell the defense about it, so he was mad that his attorney wouldn't tell him who told him about the meeting. So he said, if you don't tell me, I'm gonna hold you in contempt. And Young Thug lawyer said, well, respectfully, I'm not gonna tell you. So, but I don't want you to hold me in contempt, but I'm not gonna tell you. You know what I'm saying? Because I have a right to know about that witch come. And respectfully, why didn't you tell me about it? You the judge, you should have told me about the meeting. I shouldn't have had to hear it from a third party, another source. You know what I'm saying? A source. I shouldn't have to hear it from another source. So I now agree. I totally agree.
You say I ain't no rat, I ain't no snitch. You might as well lock me up. I'm keeping my confidential with my fucking client. Yeah, whatever happens to that? Confidential with your client ain't that?
The
Or you
reason,
have to tell the judge.
yeah, I mean, nah, you ain't gonna listen. The judge can order you that attorney-client privilege. Can't nobody break that.
Not even a
Nobody.
judge.
And if your
Not even a
attorney tell
judge.
the fucking nobody, nobody. And if the judge, if the attorney do that, you can sue the fuck out of him.
Oh yeah. I know about that. Yeah. The
So
attorney,
he's not
yeah.
gonna do that,
He's gonna have to
and
dismiss himself from the
he'll
case
lose
he
his
can.
license. He gonna lose his license. If an attorney give up information that's attorney-client privilege, he lose his bar. He
Just
lose
like a
that.
doctor. Just
Yeah,
like a doctor
he
too.
loses like yeah, yeah, that's a fact. Doctor patient yeah, that's private. That shit you can't just
Hmm?
be telling motherfuckers because you feel like it.
Hmm.
That nigga was talking fast as hell.
Hell yeah.
Nigga said, "Wanna come and get him? Get him, with her."
It's like the day I was
Yo,
about to
cool, but
slap this
you could
white
tell
woman.
you could you could tell what race a person is by
By the language they speak,
by
by the way they speak it. Yes, the Spanish, yes.
by the way
I
they
could tell the
speak
difference
Spanish.
from Puerto Rican,
Right.
Dominican, Ecuadorian, Peru, and anybody that speaks Spanish, I could know, where they're from exactly because there's certain words that they use that we don't use.
It's
So
the way that
when
they
they use
use the
those
word,
terms, huh?
right? It's the way that they use the word, right?
Yeah, the way they
Like they
pronounce
may
their
say
word and say their
something,
word.
yeah, but
It
they
could be
may
the
say
same word, but the
y'all
way they
may
pronounce it.
yeah, y'all could use the same word, yeah, but the way they pronounce it and the way they use it in the sentence is different.
Yes, way different, way different. It's not all the same. It's way
Yeah.
different. Certain things could be good, and another, uh,
And one language
what you
and
call
in
it?
another language is bad.
Yeah, like in my language and Puerto Rican language, there's certain words that we wouldn't use because it's no good, but it means something else for them.
Like
It's
cabron.
it's, it's crazy. Yeah, cabrón. Cabrón means a person that likes for a woman to fucking play them. One of them sucker dudes that knows the woman is playing them, but they don't give a fuck. That's a cabrón.
Yeah.
It's just different words and shit. So y'all better stop calling every Spanish people Mexicans. God damn it. Y'all better put some goddamn respect.
Word up. Word up.
Shit.
But yeah, they
Once
done
they hear
took another
Spanish, they're like
break, bro.
Mexican. They took another break.
Woody done fucked. Yeah, Woody done fucked up this trial. Woody done fucked that trial up, bro. Woody done admitted to killing motherfuckers and everything in this trial. This and inside today.
Yeah.
Like this shit crazy. I don't know
But
where they gonna go from here.
nobody has an what you call it has been accused of the crime or it's just him that's being accused of the crime? Hello,
No, he
Moto.
didn't get accused at all.
They just using him as a witness. They're trying to make him snitch, basically.
Salute. Hey, yo.
So so they're using him to snitch.
Hold
That's
on. I
what
got to
you're
use the
saying,
phone.
right?
Hold on, Cuba.
Go ahead, go ahead. All right, people, we checking out this trial and shit. I know half of the shit that's going on. I haven't been watching much of it because the trial is crazy. It's just back and forth. Something new always come up. So it is what it is. Like, do the crime, you might as well goddamn do the time. You want to be out there, you want to be gangster, you want to show off, you want to pull out in your neighborhood and make a name for yourself. You know what's gonna happen? Either two things, well, three things. You either dead, you locked up, or you're gonna be called a fucking rat. So it is what it is. It comes down to them courts and everything. That's when everybody start having that pressure. They can't hold it, they start ratting and snitching. But when they're in the streets, nah, I ain't gonna snitch. I ain't gonna snitch. But when them handcuffs come in, nah, he did it. Yeah, he took the gun. Yeah, he put it over there. He stashed it over here. Yeah, after that, we went over there to her girlfriend's house. Yeah, yeah. She spoke about it. Yeah, start ranting. Mama told me when you're gonna do something, do it alone. Because ain't nobody could fucking tell on you. I'm just saying. I'm just keeping it real. I wish I could see the message and shit, but I can't. Let me see. Maybe I think I could. Chat. Boom,
All right.
boom.
The trial is back on now.
The trial's back on. Okay, I'm looking at the chat right now. I see. I see. Okay,
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 it's
Yep. The
working
trial is
okay,
back
okay, so
okay. I see you, Artie. Salute, Artie.
get Mr. Copeland back out, up here, get the jury back out, and keep moving forward. Yes. And I'm sorry, I know there are a whole lot of different Rule 22s out. I assume you've got one of them. Okay, so, ooh, I guess that just means you're gonna have to, we can't make the courtroom bigger than it is. You'll just have to get here earlier. You're just, I guess you're the odd man out today. Sorry. Just do the best you can. Just try not to be distracting, okay? Thank you. No, you cannot stand in the middle. Nobody needs to be standing in the middle. So just do the best you can from there, or any one of the media aisles you're welcome to be in. All right, thank you. All right, let's get the jury back out. Hang on, sorry. Um, thanks.
Cuba.
There's so many of y'all, it's hard to keep track.
Cuba gone.
We got somebody for everybody?
Talk your
All
shit,
right.
Jess. Salute, Queen.
I have it.
Tylenol? Yeah, no, that's fine. Thank you. All right, I think we've gotten our mic situation fixed for at least the present time. So we're gonna get rolling again. Go ahead, Ms. Hilton.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, during this same interview, I think I just asked before we went on break that you saw that it was a grayish Impala that was shooting at you on the highway. Do you
I don't recall.
Did you tell investigator Gaither Dennis that in this January interview?
I don't recall what I told him.
I don't recall. Fuck you talk about. We don't recall, bitch. You keep asking us the same shit. Then you call my nigga Woody a cop. Like, bitch, you got the game fucked up.
When you were shot at on the highway while in your brother's vehicle, was there anyone else with you?
I don't recall.
I don't recall.
Was Demekion with you?
I don't recall.
What about Shannon?
Who?
Shannon.
I don't recall.
With this incident that happened on the highway and you being shot at in the vehicle, did you tell Detective Gaither and Dennis that you had your brother file a police report?
I don't recall.
And do you recall them asking you, why did you have your brother file a police report?
I don't recall.
Okay. And you told them because you didn't have a license.
I don't recall.
Okay. And were you ever arrested for filing a false police report in January of 2015?
I don't comprehend my charges.
Okay. When you had this interview in January 2015, did you leave that interview with Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis?
You said January?
Yes.
You don't recall.
I went to jail in February. So I didn't go to jail in January.
So is it fair to say that you did not get locked up for filing a false police report?
I don't
I
recall.
guess. I don't know. I can't find no false police report. I didn't make it.
And matter of fact, do you recall that Gaither and Dennis told you that in this case you were a victim? So they just wanted to find out from you what happened because you were a victim, because you were shot at on the highway.
Yeah, that's how they were tricking me. But I don't recall saying it.
Now, in that same interview, do you recall Detective Dennis and Detective Gaither telling you that you probably should leave Atlanta because of everything that was happening to you?
That was everybody telling me now.
Okay. But I'm talking about back in January 2015.
I don't recall.
Okay. And you told me you didn't want to leave Atlanta.
I'm still here.
Now, in this same January interview with Gaither and Dennis, again, do you tell them again that you had nothing to do with Nut being killed?
I don't recall.
Okay. And that you want to make sure that the police knew you had nothing to do with Nut getting killed.
I don't recall what I told the police.
Also, during this same interview back in January of 2015, do you recall telling Detective Gates and Detective Dennis that you had one of your friends buy a gun for you?
I don't recall.
And that your friend bought this gun in his name?
I don't recall.
And that the reason why you purchased the gun was to defend your house?
I don't recall.
And that you actually told the detective you don't want any trouble, you just want to protect your home. Do you recall telling Detective Gates and Detective Dennis that?
I don't recall.
And in January 2015, had you been convicted of a felony prior to January 2015?
Huh?
Prior to January 2015, had you previously been convicted of a felony?
I don't know. What you mean?
Do you remember when you were first convicted of a felony?
After my mama died?
About when was that?
After she died?
Okay, when did your mom pass away?
2008.
All right. So if you caught your first felony after 2008, is it safe to say in 2015 you had been convicted of a felony?
I don't recall.
All right. When you told the police that you had a gun in this January interview, were you arrested for telling them that you had a gun in this January interview?
Was I arrested in January?
Yes,
What year?
2015.
No, I got locked up in February.
So even after you told them that you had a gun, the police in this January interview did not arrest you.
Salute to all
I
that
ain't
came
got
in the
no
building.
gun.
I appreciate y'all. Hit the like and share
Did you
button.
tell the detective?
Subscribe if you ain't subscribed already. It's a small channel trying to grow. And I can do that with y'all help. I appreciate you all.
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't think I'll tell them I had one.
Okay. Now, in the same January 2015 interview, you also told Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis about this meeting with an individual by the name of Mo who wanted you and Thug killed. Is that true?
How would I know? I don't know.
Okay. You don't know about the meeting, or you don't know if you told Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis about this so-called meeting.
How would I know somebody want us killed?
Okay. So is it true though that you told Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis about this meeting with
I
Mo?
told and them people anything. Just like right now, me, you can have a whole conversation. I tell you about some stuff that never took place, and you'll swear that everything I'm speaking on was the God and it's true.
Okay. But now you've told two detectives, first Thorpe, now Gaither and Dennis, so excuse me, three detectives, about this meeting that Mo had and that they were going to kill you and Thug.
I'm gonna play.
All right, I think that was supposed to be a question.
I'm
Did
afraid
you
it's
have
a-
it implied? Is that right at the end of it?
Yes.
Try to just form it into a question.
Yes, Your Honor. Isn't it true that you told Detective Thorpe and Detective Gaither and Dennis about this meeting that Mo had in which you and Thug were supposed to be killed?
I tell you, I'm gonna play a victim in every situation.
And you actually gave them details about this meeting. Is that correct?
I don't know what I told the investigators.
Matter of fact, you told the investigators somebody else that was in there that felt like I deserved to know. They came back and they said, hey, I had to get rid of everybody, bro. But they said they want to kill you. They're gonna take me to a gas station and kill me. Like, who's saying it? Mo, and everybody said woo. Bloody J was on the phone with Mo, standing next to the person that was telling me. Said he ain't know the name of the person that was talking. And after everybody, I just said kill him. And Bloody J said woo, and everybody said woo woo, as in that's a confirmation that they were supposed to go and kill you or have you killed.
Things don't work that way. When you speaking on doing something like that, you don't be open about it. So this self-explanatory that it's a lie. You don't discuss killing people with multiple people. So you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it. You're not gonna be telling everybody you're gonna do it. I made it up. I keep telling you that.
And did you tell the detective that that occurred at a gang meeting that you were not at? So someone at the gang meeting told you about what happened at the gang meeting.
I don't recall what I told the investigators, but I know that the things that anytime that they sat me down and they tried to question me, I knew I was about to go to jail. And even the times I didn't go to jail, I knew that I had done something stupid and I thought they was on to me. So I was trying to throw them off my trail.
And that this meeting happened before Donovan was killed.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. And that the reason why they wanted to kill you is because they thought that you had Bloody J jumped.
Huh?
The reason why they wanted to kill you is because you had Bloody J jumped.
I believe that if any gang wanted to kill me, I'd be dead by now.
And you also, in the same interview with Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis, you told Detective Gaither and Dennis that you actually texted Bloody J and asked him whether or not they had a hit on you.
No.
But he never responded to you.
I don't remember. I don't recall. I don't know nothing about none of that. I wouldn't have their number and they wouldn't have mine.
Now, back when you were interviewing with the detectives, both Thorpe and now the second interview with Gaither and Dennis, were you the only individual in the room with the detectives?
I don't know.
Looking at that picture, are you the only person in the room with the detectives?
This one?
Yeah, I want you to look at 378. Yankee Bravo and Yankee Alpha.
It looked like I'm in there by myself beside with the police.
Okay. And this is when you're telling the detectives all the things that I'm asking you about, correct?
I don't recall what I done told them.
Now, do you know an individual, Rich, who goes by the name Rich Homie Quan?
Who is that?
Do you know a person who goes by the name of Rich Homie Quan?
Rich Homie Coin?
Yes.
Oh, the rapper?
He raps.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know him? Have you ever spoken to Rich Homie Quan yourself?
No.
Do you recall
I don't recall speaking to him.
Do you recall talking to Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis in this same interview about conversations you had with Rich Homie Quan?
No, I do not recall having a conversation about Rich Homie Coin.
And that Rich Homie Quan, you told Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis that Rich Homie Quan was a part of If Gang.
I don't recall.
Okay. And that you told Detective Gaither and Dennis that Rich Homie Quan felt torn between being with If Gang and being friends with Thug.
Again, I'm just telling police whatever that convinced them that I know what I'm talking about.
Okay. So why would you bring Rich Homie Quan into any of it? Why would that be?
Because, I'm sorry, go ahead. I didn't hear you.
Why would it be necessary to even talk about Rich Homie Quan
So
to the police?
so when the police question me, my whole motive is to get them off of me. So if they sitting me down, laughing, hee ha ha, like you doing when y'all was up there asking me, and I told you I was lying. This the same thing going on. They sit here. I don't know about them asking me about Rich Homie Quan or nothing. But if they bring up a name, if they ask me something, I'm going to come up with something that act like I'm in the midst, like I know what's going on. I don't sit around and gospel with people. I don't sit in people's faces. Like I'm out in the streets. I like to be I like to be outside. I'm not sitting around trying to listen to what nobody got to say.
Okay. But when you originally went to the police, it was to talk about being shot at on the highway. So what would anything about Rich Homie Quan, why would you need to talk about Rich Homie Quan at all?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't have a clue what you're talking about.
Okay. Isn't it true that that you told the detectives that Rich Homie Quan said to you, we the same set. You right here hitting these niggas this and that. So we talk. We the same set. I just can't turn my back on them. Like it ain't that, bro. This is what you're telling him. You supporting these niggas. Bro, I'm telling you, the more you supporting them, the more they're gonna come out and do that. If you leave them alone, then everything gonna go away. And this is what you're telling Detective Gaither and Dennis that you said to Rich Homie Quan.
So let me Gaither was a gang investigator, and what she do is she sit in the neighborhood watch us all day, and she put cases on it. So I know Gaither to sit there, and so when I'm interacting with Gaither, the main thing goes through my mind is to convince her that I know what I'm talking about. That was my motive. So be bringing up Rich Homie Quan ain't never been like that in my eyes. So for me to be, I'm just trying to make it seem like I know what I'm talking about. What they said they want a big fish, and he's a big rapper. So shit, I'm trying to make up whatever I can come up with. I don't know. I don't remember what I said to no police. It's all stuff I just out the top of my dome. You ask me a question right now, I go out the top of my dome, and I convince you that I'm telling the truth.
Okay. So in response, you said that Rich Homie Quan asked for your protection. And he said, you told detective, then he's like, why don't you protect me, bro? We need y'all, bro. I need y'all to protect me. And you said, how the hell are we gonna protect you?
Can you say it again?
Sure. In this same interview with Detective Gaither, you said after you spoke with Rich Homie Quan asked for your protection.
He a millionaire. What he need my protection for?
Why would you tell Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis that?
They the police and they trying to get me.
Okay. Do you recall telling Detective Gaither about Rich Homie Quan's father's barbershop being shot up?
I don't recall nothing I said to no investigators.
And
A detective.
he thought that someone by the name of Tay shot up his father's barbershop?
I told you I did it.
I don't recall.
No.
Oh,
You told the detectives that Rich Homie Quan thought that a person named Tay shot up his father's barbershop.
I probably did. Ain't no telling.
But you were convinced that it wasn't Tay that shot up the barbershop.
What you mean?
You told Detective Gaither Dennis that you don't think it was Tay that shot up his father's barbershop.
So I told him he did it. I told him he didn't do it. Which one is it? Okay, so then I told the police.
He said, free the homie Woody.
Then I told him
Woody ain't locked up.
That you
Cutthroat,
did not
salute
think-
to you, though, big homie.
Yes, they are. You can
Do you
tell
need
by
me to
the fact
repeat?
that her voice goes up at the end. Well, it may be that too, but yes, these are questions.
Do you need me to repeat it? Okay. In your interview with Detective Gaither, did you tell Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis that Rich Homie Quan thought an individual by the name of Tay shot up Rich Homie Quan's father's barbershop?
I don't recall.
Okay. In that same interview, did you also tell them that you did not
This
think
the I don't
that
recall
Tay
day
shot up the
today.
barbershop?
He don't
He
recall on
confusing
shit.
me.
Don't let it confuse you. Don't
I'll
recall,
repeat one
nigga.
more
That's
time
it.
and
Say
I'll
I
start
don't
over again.
recall.
In this interview with Detective Gaither, did you tell Detective Gaither and Detective Tennis that Rich Homie Quan thought
Overruled, because it's certainly been asked twice or more, but it hasn't clearly been answered. He's sitting there saying right now, I don't know what you're asking me. I'm confused. So I'm going to permit her to try to break it down and ask it again.
Okay, so I'll start over. In this interview with Gaither and Dennis, did you tell Gaither and Dennis that Rich Homie Quan thought that a person by the name of Tay shot his father's barbershop?
I don't recall what I told the police,
Okay.
but I don't know.
All right. Now, my second question is, in that same interview, did you tell Detective Gaither and Dennis you did not believe that Tay shot up the barbershop?
I don't know. I don't remember what I said to them.
And I should ask this, do you know an individual, Tay, who's from Bankhead?
There's a mean taste in them.
Okay. Do you know a Tay from Bankhead?
I take from Bankhead,
Yes.
not out the top.
In the same interview, did you tell Detective Gaither about this individual named Tay from Bankhead?
I don't know a Tay from Bankhead.
Do you know a Tay from the west side of Atlanta?
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
How many Tays do you know from the west side of Atlanta?
2 million on the count, but not from Bankhead.
Now, back in January of 2015, did you ever learn about, strike that, do you know someone that goes by the name of Lucci?
Who?
Lucci, a rapper by the name of YFN Lucci.
What about him?
Do you know an individual by the name of YFN Lucci?
I don't know in person.
Okay. Have you ever met this individual?
You said, have I ever met him?
Yes.
No.
When you say you don't know him personally, what do you mean?
Because you said, have you ever met? We never shook hands. I never met him.
Okay. How would you describe knowing YFN Lucci?
He's a rapper.
Okay. Do you know him outside of being a rapper?
No.
Okay. In 2015, were you aware of his home being shot at twice? Excuse me. You're shaking your head.
I don't know nothing about him.
Okay. Do you recall in this January interview with Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis talking to them about Lucci's mother's house being shot at?
I don't remember. I don't recall.
Do you recall telling Detective Gates and Detective Dennis that people thought that you shot up Lucci's mother's house?
I don't know nothing about it.
Okay. Do you recall in this same interview back in January of 2015 with Gaither and Dennis that you were with Big Boo when Lucci's manager called trying to find out who shot up Lucci's mother's house?
I don't recall.
Okay. And do you recall during this same interview telling Detective Gaither that when the manager called Big Boo, you were present and overheard the conversation?
I don't recall.
And in the same interview, you told Detective Gaither that the manager told Big Boo that he had $20,000 for whoever killed, or excuse me, shot at Lucci mother's house.
I don't know nothing about it.
Okay. And that you actually took the phone from Big Boo and told them that you had nothing to do with shooting up Lucci's mother's house.
Okay.
Okay. Do you remember telling the detectives
Oh,
about
I don't
this?
recall.
Did that occur?
I don't know.
You don't know if you were present with Big Boo and took the phone away from him?
I don't know what y'all talking about.
Why would you need to tell Detective Gates and Detective Dennis that if that did not occur?
'Cause these things I'm hearing in the street, so I'm trying to convince them to get off of me.
Specifically, didn't you tell Detective Gaither that when you took the phone, you said, man, I ain't did nothing like that, bro. You know, don't scream my name. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I ain't said he did. I ain't do that. I don't care about none of that. I didn't do that.
I don't recall.
And did you actually tell Detective Gates and Detective Dennis that you were concerned because you thought that Boo was going to set you up and tell people that you shot Lucci so he can get the $20,000?
Huh?
Did you, in the same interview, tell Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis that you thought Boo would have set you up and told people you shot at Lucci's mother's house to get the $20,000?
I don't know nothing about that. I don't recall.
And after that phone call that with Big Boo, you were so upset that you had Montel take you home because of that phone call.
I don't know. I don't recall.
And you also told Detective Gaither that when you got into the car with Montel after this phone call, you told Montel, Boo tripping. Boo gonna try to get, you know what I'm saying? And Montel said, we got to stay away from them.
Nah, I don't recall. I supposed to be saying this stuff?
Yes.
Oh, nah.
And were you the only person in the interview room with Gaither and Dennis based on those pictures that are in front of you?
I was the only person in the room when I was telling you I made these lies up too.
Okay. All right. In the same interview with Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis, Did you tell them about your relationship or your friendship with little D from Cleveland and Shannon?
Huh?
In this interview with Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis, do you recall telling them about your friendship with little D from Cleveland and Shannon?
No, I don't. I don't know nothing about it.
Okay. Is it true that you told them that the people that you're around, that you often hang around back in January 2015, is little D from Cleveland and Shannon?
No, I don't recall.
And matter of fact, did you say specifically to Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis, I keep a couple people around, you know what I'm saying? And Dennis asked who? And you said little D from Cleveland and Shannon.
Trying to convince him. If I did say it, I don't recall. Like I don't told the police so much stuff like this just made up. Like I don't remember what I don't told them. So
And then you also said sometimes Moonsoon may come around, but the primary people you hang with is Shannon and little D from Cleveland. I mean, excuse me, little D from Mechanicsville.
but let you tell it, you every time you say I'm about to go home, I'm about to go home Moontoon. So it seemed more like I be Moontoon more than I be with anybody else.
Okay,
From based off what you saying today. So you know it's all made up.
all right. Did you also hang with Moonsoon, little D from Mechanicsville, excuse me, I said Cleveland, and Shannon?
I hang with myself. I don't hang with nobody. I don't run behind nobody. I don't know none of that.
Okay, all right. Well, back in 2015, didn't you tell Detective Copeland, I mean, excuse me, Detective Gaither, Detective Dennis, I really have my trust in him. I wouldn't want nobody around me but little D. And this is little D from Mechanicsville. You know, little D ain't gonna turn his back on me.
That's kept.
You said that that's Cap. What?
I don't remember saying it.
Do you remember? God bless you. When we were here back around June 10th, June 11th, that you said that little D was the person you called your son?
Who?
Do you remember back in June of this year, around June 10th, June 11th, stating that little D was like your son?
No.
Okay. No, you don't recall saying that?
I never said the D between me and my son.
A little D from Mechanicsville.
What y'all talking about?
Okay. Do you want me to repeat the question?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't recall.
All right. I'll ask you, then you can answer it truthfully, I hope. Do you recall in June of this year, little D from Mechanicsville is like your son?
I don't know.
No, you don't remember saying it? No, you didn't say it. What does I don't know mean?
What you want me to say?
I want you to answer the question.
What's your question?
I'll ask it one more time. In June of this year, when you were here
This
the
year
last
right
time,
here?
this year right here, when you were here before, June 10th, June 11th, do you recall telling me when I asked you about little D from Mechanicsville, telling me he's like your son?
When I said I birthed him?
Yes.
I'm just being sarcastic.
Right. But that was to talk about the closeness of your relationship, correct?
What you mean?
When you say you birthed him, were you trying to tell, what were you trying to indicate when you said you birthed him? What did you mean by that?
That was just an anger statement I made.
Okay. Did you at one point in time have a close relationship with little D from Mechanicsville?
I don't recall.
Okay. All right. Now, going back to the January 2015 interview with Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis, did you speak to them about Thug seeing you talk to the police regarding Donovan Thompson's murder?
Did I speak to them about thugs? I don't recall.
Do you recall telling the detectives that Thug thought you were snitching because you were talking to the police?
Huh?
In the same January 2015 interview, did you tell Detective Gaither and Dennis that you thought Thug thought that you were snitching because you had been talking to the police after Donovan Thompson's murder?
They don't make sense. So I don't recall.
Okay. Didn't you tell the detectives in this January 2015 interview, Gaither and Dennis, I think I went wrong when I let Thug know that the detectives keep calling me.
You keep talking about what? You finished?
I am.
You keep talking about what I told the investigators. Listen, I know they want to lock me up. I see them following me everywhere I go. I'm in the restaurant eating, they not eating. And they got me down here for questioning. I know they only question me to trap me up to get me. So I told them anything that came to my mind or whatever the case is, they don't make sense.
When you walked into the police department and to talk to Gaither and Dennis, you walked in on your own, correct?
Most of the time they question me. I was in handcuffs. I don't.
In early 2015, isn't it true you met with detectives 5 times?
Let me tell you more than that.
Okay.
I don't know how many times I done met with them. I just know that they police question me every time that I was in handcuffs.
You had, in front of me, you had 2 dates, correct? Is that January 11th and January 28th?
Yes.
Permission to approach?
You may.
I'm gonna show you what's been marked as State Exhibit 378, Yankee Charlie 1. Does that date say February 20th, 2015?
Yes.
Now I'm gonna show you 378, Yankee Delta 1. Does this say February 21st, 2015?
Yes.
And I'm gonna show you 378, Yankee Echo 1. Does this say June 10th, 2015?
Yes.
Okay. Looking at 378, Yankee Charlie, Yankee Delta, Yankee Echo, do you see yourself in those 3 pictures?
Yes.
Okay. Right, this time to say like the tender 378, Yankee Charlie 1, Yankee Delta, 378, Yankee Delta 1, and 378, Yankee Echo 1 is the evidence.
Admitted without objection.
Now, looking at these 5, on January 11th, were you in handcuffs when you went to go speak with the detectives?
Mm-hmm.
On January 11th, when you walked
You
in,
said January 11th?
yes,
Oh, okay.
were you in handcuffs?
Nah, I'm like this.
Okay. Looking at January 28th, were you in handcuffs when you went to go speak with the detectives?
No, I'm like this.
All right. On February 20th, were you in handcuffs when you and Deshaun went to go speak with the detectives?
No, I'm like this.
Okay. And were you only arrested on February 21st when you went to speak with the detective because you're in a blue jumpsuit, correct?
Yes.
And on June 10th, you were arrested because that's when they arrested you in the house, correct?
You said what now?
June 10th is when they arrested you at your home, correct?
With the white shirt on?
Yes.
Oh, my hands up on the table. I don't know.
But do you recall June 10th being the day that they came to your house and arrested you?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes? You said, I just need to know, is that a yes for the record?
Oh, I think so.
Okay. Is that the day that you went to jail and you didn't get out till 5 years later?
I started with.
On June 10th. Did you get arrested on June 10th?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So out of all 5 interviews, you were only arrested 2 times. Is that correct?
I guess.
All right. So each of the other times, besides February 21st and June 10th, you walked freely in and out of the Atlanta Police Department. Is that correct?
Wait a minute. What you mean by that?
Well, sure, I'll repeat it. Would you agree that in early 2015, you went to the police, you talked to the police 5 times?
No,
Yes.
more.
Do you have 5 interviews right there?
Yeah, but they had me in the back of their police cars too.
Okay. How many times did you go to the Atlanta Police Department
On my own?
in 2015? We're gonna talk about just generally 2015.
I don't know. I don't recall.
All right. Do you see 5 different times in front of you?
I got 5 papers in front of me.
Okay. And would you agree they're all different dates?
Yeah, they all got different dates.
All right. And 3 of those 5, you are not in handcuffs. Is that correct?
That one, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 on my not in handcuffs.
And only 2 of them you are in cuffs, or you knew that you were arrested that day. God bless you.
I guess.
All right. The 2 times that you were arrested is February 21st. Is that what you have on the blue jumpsuit?
Okay, right there.
And June 10th when they arrested you at the house. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes for the record?
Yes.
All right. So the other 3 times, January 11th, you came into the Atlanta Police Department on your own, correct?
He called me down there.
Okay. And you voluntarily went down there after he called you, correct?
Mm.
After you spoke with
He took my baby mama down there and told me I need to be down there.
and you decided to go, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And after you interviewed with him, you walked out, correct? And you left. You're shaking your head for
Yes,
me.
yes. I left.
Now, on January 28th, you also walked into the police department, correct?
I don't know nothing about it. I don't remember that at all.
Okay. But it's to say that you left because you were not arrested in January of 2015.
Yeah, I went locked up in January.
And then February of 2015, that's when you walked into the police department with you and Deshaun, correct?
I think.
And do you remember that being the night or the early morning hours after people shot at you, Deshaun, and your baby?
He was fit to put me in handcuffs.
But did he put you in handcuffs?
Cause the other police told, I don't know if it was that one right there, but one of the police told him, he whispered something to him. Cause I told him, you gonna lock me up, and they're gonna get out of the way.
And they decided not to lock you up, correct?
Cause he wanted the gun.
But he did not lock you up, correct?
The next day he did.
Answer this question. On February 20th, did he lock you up?
He told me I got 24 hours to get him the gun.
Okay. And you were able to leave that interview room to go find the gun, correct?
Finessed him.
You were able to leave, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes for the record?
Oh, yes.
All right. So when you keep saying they only want to keep locking you up, you only were locked up 2 times.
Well. No.
Okay. Do you recall today you said you spoke with police in the back of police cars? Do you recall how many times you did that back in 2015?
I don't know how many times.
When you were inside the back of the police cars, did they release you or did they take you to jail?
They released me.
Okay. So again, even those times you were not locked up.
Cause I finessed him again.
All right. Now, going back to what I asked you about, your belief that you thought Thug thought you were snitching Do you recall telling the police that every time you spoke to the police, excuse me, let me strike that there were times when the police would call you and you were in Thug's presence. And you were with Thug when the police would call you.
What you mean? You gotta be more specific.
Sure. In January of 2015, when police were calling you about Donovan Thomas's murder.
After he was killed, I wasn't around that much for him to be able to see me answer the phone or talk to any police or anything. What you talking about?
Did you tell the police when they were asking you about Thug thinking you were snitching? You told the police, because like every time he called, it's like I was right there in front of him and I had walked up. I was like, that was the detective. Like, shit, they trying to find out who. And he just felt like I was just making stuff up because I always stutter.
So when you snitching is based off the truth and off facts. Lying and trying to finesse your ways is different things. So there wasn't never the case there would never be the case if he concerned about me snitching. So you only snitching if you telling the police the truth.
And back in 2015, when they were calling you and they were asking you about Nuts' murder, were you telling them that you were not involved in Nuts' murder?
I was telling them I told them everybody did. I told them Shell killed them. I told them all type of people did. I didn't know. I don't know. Y'all just pick and choose what y'all want to take and use. Did I not say Shell did it?
Did you tell them that you heard that could have been a rumor?
I told you it was a rumor that they said I did too, right?
Right. And you didn't kill him, correct?
How many times you gonna ask me that?
Okay, then. So if you're talking about rumors, the rumors aren't true. You just told them what you heard.
I'm saying what y'all want to pick and choose with. Okay, I don't recall.
And do you recall, because you keep saying that you wanted to finesse the detectives, is that fair? Do you recall them asking you about an event, a shooting on Spring Street where Thug's girlfriend was having a party at a house or at a hotel on Spring Street?
I never heard anything about that a day in my life.
Okay, and do you remember telling them that you knew nothing about those shooting on Spring Street?
I guess I don't know. I don't know what I done told the investigators.
So if you want to finesse them, why wouldn't you just act like you knew about it and just tell them about it?
Because I didn't hear nothing about it. If I would have heard something from like the street saying, I could have been able to, act like I was there or act like I knew, but I couldn't because I never heard anything about it.
Right, but if you're trying to finesse them and you just tell them whatever they wanted to hear,
right?
You could have just told them, yeah, I heard about it.
So I couldn't because I wouldn't be able to speak on nothing where it'd be like, okay, like let's say if they would say 2 girls got shot in the butt. I would be like, yeah, I was there, man. The 2 girls got shot in the butt. I couldn't because I never heard nothing about the story at all to be able to say, but act as if I knew.
But if you're finessing the police, that means you're just lying anyway, right?
So to finesse the police, you got to act like you have knowledge. You got to act like you know.
Okay. So if you could have just said, yeah, I heard about that shooting.
And I couldn't because I knew his next question was going to be who did it or what happened, where was it? Or I couldn't say anything about nothing. Okay. So why would I speak on something and get caught up? I'm not trying to get caught up in my life.
Okay. In the same interview, did you also tell Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis that on the Friday before Donovan Thomas was killed, that you went to DJ Drama's studio as well?
If I told the detective something like that, I probably did. I don't.
Okay. And that's something that you also told Investigator Thorpe when he interviewed you.
Well, I hadn't heard the question yet.
You also told Detective Thorpe about going to DJ Drama studio that Friday before Nut was killed as well, correct?
I recall.
Okay. So is it fair to say you told Detective Thorpe about going to DJ Drama Studio? Then you also told Detective Gaither and Dennis at a later interview about the same series of events leading up to Donovan Thomas's murder.
Can you say that again?
I'm going to give her a little latitude. I think she's trying to get clear what the witness's testimony is. Thank you.
When you first met with Detective Thorpe in January 11th, you told him about going to DJ Drama Studio the night before Donovan Thomas was killed, correct?
I don't recall.
Okay. You also now, in this January 28th interview, you've now told Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis also about this going to DJ Drama's studio the Friday night before Donovan Thomas was killed, correct?
I probably did. I don't remember what. I don't know.
Now, during this same January 28th interview, did you tell Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis that you actually owned a chopper, a gun, a chopper?
So it's no point in me trying to protect him no more because he did. But
Salute to everybody that's in the building, man. I appreciate y'all. Hit that like button, share, and subscribe if you could. I appreciate it.
You were making a comment about someone being
It's a
deceased.
positive channel. And I appreciate everybody that's in the building. Enjoy the content.
what you were saying?
Just go ahead and re-ask your question.
Yeah, my question was, in the same interview with Detective Gates and Detective Dennis, did you tell them that back in January 2015 that you when they asked you what type of gun you had, and you told them that you had a chopper?
Can you say that again?
Sure. In this same January interview where you're meeting with Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis, they asked you what type of gun you had. Do you recall telling them that you had a chopper?
No, I don't recall what I just said to them.
And that's chopper is a chopper that was purchased by Quindarius Zachary or Little D from Cleveland.
I don't recall.
Now, I think I just heard you say that someone is dead and you don't need to protect them anymore. Who were you referencing?
Tay threat?
Okay. Is that the young man who passed away a few weeks ago?
Yes.
Okay. What would you be protecting him from?
I don't want to talk about it.
And let me ask you this, back in 2015, were you friends with Tay back in 2015?
Yes.
Okay. And one, I'm sorry to hear about your loss. In 2015, was Tay shot at by IF gang members while he was sitting in his vehicle back in 2015?
How I supposed to know?
Do you recall talking to Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis about him being shot at in his car?
Like, if I see it, I don't recall.
Okay. And is his real name Trevante Turner? You're shaking your head. Is that a yes
Yes.
for the record?
Yes.
back in 2015, did Trevante Turner consider himself a part of YSL?
No.
Do you recall Detective Gage and Detective Dennis talking about the fact that he was shot up by If Gang in the midst of the beef between YSL and If Gang?
All right. Threat had beef with Rich Homie Coin. I don't know what they beef was about, but Threat had beef with Rich Homie Coin, and he was on his ass. I'm sorry.
Who was on who's behind?
Threat was on Rich Homie,
Okay.
and yeah, Threat was on Rich Homie, and Threat got into it with Nut now. That's it.
And at the time, was Rich Homie Quan claiming affiliation with If Gang?
Huh?
Let me ask this first. Are you talking about Rich Homie Quan and Threat? Was this back in 2015?
What you mean?
What you were just telling me?
No, it was 2014. I think it was one of them years.
And at the time, was Rich Homie Quan claiming affiliation with If Gang?
I don't know what Rich Homie was claiming.
And you said that Threat got into it with Nut and them.
I don't know how it went, but I know that. Yeah, Threat like that.
Okay. Is that what started the beef between YSL and If Gang?
Threat wasn't YSL, like, you know what I mean? Like, people, YSL is not what y'all making it be. Like, I keep telling y'all that a person can wake up and say, Atlanta is a monkey see, monkey do city. Like, you see people doing something, you just do it. I mean, and people say, just because I know this person, oh yeah, I say, oh, I take a picture and say I'm YSL or whatever, but Threat was MDC. You know what I mean? There wasn't no YSL or that shit.
Did he ever stop claiming MDC and claim YSL?
Nah, we don't switch up. That's just what it is.
And you said he claimed MDC. What's MDC?
I don't know.
Okay, but if you said he claimed it, do you not know what MDC stands for?
It's none of my business.
So when you say he's claiming MDC, what do you mean?
King Crego, salute.
When you say he's claiming MDC, what do you mean?
I don't ask questions. That's what I mean.
Is MDC a music group?
Ask them.
I'm asking you.
I think they got rappers. I don't know.
Okay, are they a music group?
Huh?
Are they a music group? Does MDC stand for Most Dangerous Clique?
Ask them.
I'm asking
I'm
you.
from Canterville.
Okay, but you said he claims MDC, so I'm asking you, does it stand for Most Dangerous Clique?
If I say yeah and that ain't what it stands for, you're gonna say I'm lying. So I don't know what it stands for.
Okay. Do you recall telling Detective Gates and Detective Dennis about members of MDC beating up Little D from Mechanicsville in the club, in Club Crucial?
I don't recall. Probably so. I ain't no telling.
Do you know if members of MDC beat up Demekion or Little D from Mechanicsville in Club Crucial?
They did. I was laughing too.
And MDC, are they from Bowen Homes?
No, that's me.
Once again,
That's them.
salute to everybody that's in the
Did
building.
you
I appreciate
tell
y'all coming
Detective
through.
Gaither and Dennis
Hit that
in
like,
an interview
share,
that
hit
you
the
recruited
spot.
MDC
I
dudes because you
appreciate you.
grew up in Bowen
Enjoy the
Homes
content.
and they from Bowen Homes?
I'm from Canterville.
But that you spent some time, did you spend time in Bowen Homes?
I don't recall.
Okay. You don't recall living in Bowen Homes before moving to Mechanicsville?
Oh, I stayed in the boy home.
Okay. And did you tell Detective Gaither and Dennis that you stayed in Bowen Homes prior to moving to Mechanicsville?
I don't know if I told them that.
And that because you did stay in Bowen Homes, you were cool with a lot of the dudes in MDC. Do you recall telling Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis that?
I don't recall.
What does it mean to claim a click? You said he claimed MDC. What does that mean to claim a click or claim MDC? What does that mean?
What you mean?
You said it, so I'm asking you, what did you mean? You said he claimed MDC. What does that mean?
Action? I don't know.
I'm asking you because you said it. So what did you mean?
That's just how I talk.
Okay, so what did you mean when you said that?
You said something about was he YSL or something. I'm just, you know what I mean? Like, you can't tie my friends into what nobody else got going on. Like, when you speaking on games, you know what I mean? A gang is a game. That shit don't have nothing to do with nothing else.
If you
I'm sorry. I didn't.
Okay, it's all
You
right.
frustrated me up here.
That's fine. So what did you mean? I'm asking a very specific question. What did you mean when you said he claimed MDC? What does that mean to claim it?
I guess you gotta Google it then.
Well, you-
Mr. Copeland, she's not asking what does it mean objectively. She's asking what did you mean when you said it?
I just said it, I don't know.
Now, all right. Now, earlier we talked about you talking to Nut back in 2015. Do you recall ever meeting with Nut to give him back some items that were stolen from him?
I don't recall.
Okay. Do you recall, isn't it true that you told Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis that prior to Nut passing away, that someone broke into his car and you ended up with the merchandise from his car being broken into?
I recall telling you in the back room somewhere in this courthouse that I lied, and I'm being truthful today by telling you that I made it up. So what I said to the investigators in the past, I came forward and told you that I was in the room by myself when I told you that. I don't have no reason to lie. Don't nobody intimidate me. I'm not trying to protect nobody, no nothing. But I'm not gonna sit up here and tell a lie that I can't keep up with. That's just it. I don't know. Like, what you talking about?
Okay. We're going to get to what you told me, but I'm going to ask you first. Did you tell back in 2015 that you met up with Nut because someone stole some of his items and you gave him those items back?
I don't recall.
Okay. Now, speaking about what you told me, do you recall telling me and my investigator along that it was actually you who stole the items and then you returned it back to him?
I paid too much.
Okay, but do you recall telling myself and investigator along that you actually took those items, but you didn't return them?
I did tell you that.
All right. But more importantly, that you actually met up with Nut. Do you recall telling the police that you met up with Nut to give him back those items that were stolen?
I probably did.
You probably did tell the police, or you probably did meet up with him to return the items to him.
I probably did tell that to the police.
Do you have any independent memory today of you actually returning the items to Nut?
I did.
You did return those items.
I did give him his stuff back.
So that was something truthful that you told the police.
That was.
Okay.
I don't know if I told it to the police, but I told it to you.
Isn't it true you also told Detective Gates and Detective Dennis in January of 2015 that you called Nut and said, hey man, I got your shit right here. Pull up on me. And he came and pulled up on me. And you gave him his stuff back.
Take a little bit of lie and put it with it. Take a little bit of truth and put it with a lie. That's what I do.
And also, during this same meeting that you met Nut to give him back his stuff, you talked to him about the beef you were having with him and Kel. With you and Kel, I apologize.
Can you say it again?
Sure. In this same meeting that you gave Nut back his stuff, you and Nut talked about the beef that you were having with Kel.
So when I gave Nut his stuff back, I didn't like the way he looked at me. So we didn't have no conversation. He seen all the people I had with me. He got his stuff back, said appreciate it, and he left. So what I told investigators was, I don't recall what I told them, but I remember giving him his stuff back, and I didn't like the way that he looked at me.
Okay. Did you remember telling
why
Detective
it
Gates and
froze up
Detective
like that.
Dennis that you and Nut had never had any beef, and never had any issues?
Craigo, I put the
Oh,
link there
God.
for you, Craigo.
Okay.
Hall of Romeo, you know the shit. She said, I know Lil Woody feeling
Were
mad
you-
stress in that courthouse.
Do you
Hell
remember who
yeah,
you
he
were
don't
with?
want to be in there. He want
I
to
ain't
be out
telling
there
you.
making his bread.
Okay, so do you remember who you were with?
There was a lot of people with me.
Okay. Who were some of the people that were with you?
I can't recall.
All right. Well, you just told me that you weren't going to tell me. So
Because it was a lot of people with me.
how many people did you have with you?
More than 5.
Okay. Did Nut have anyone with him?
I think so.
Do you remember who that was?
Yeah. I don't know them by name though. He had 2 or 3 people with him.
Okay. Do you remember telling Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis that he had his brother Greedy with him?
I don't recall.
And that Greedy pulled up in the gray Impala, and then Nut pulled up in his Tahoe truck, his green Tahoe?
From what I remember was I was already talking to Nut when that great car pulled up.
Okay. And was Nut in his green Tahoe truck? Do you remember?
Damn, I can't really recall what Nut was in.
Okay.
He may have. I ain't pay attention to his car. It's just the way the other car pulled up that made me pay attention.
Okay, so did you not like how Greedy pulled up?
Yeah.
Okay, so was your issue with the way Greedy pulled up, or your issue was with Nut?
The way they did, I don't recall.
All right, while you're looking through your notes, we hadn't had a break in a little while. It's probably time to at least stretch. Let's take a quick break.
Thank you.
All right, so Jerry.
We can all take a break as well. Anybody need to say anything with the record before we do that? Darn it.
That's it, nose running, that's all.
Well, it seemed like they took another break. You know what I mean? We'll be back with part 3 when they resume. Salute to everybody. I appreciate y'all coming in and chilling with your boy. I'll be back in a minute when they come back. Oh, they didn't go nowhere. Maybe they did. We'll be back anyway with part 3. I don't want these lives to be too long, so I'll be back with part 3. I appreciate everybody for coming through.
Been in my zone, feel it still in my spirit, I've been on my own. Still just living my legend till my day's gone. Still been feeling grateful just for making it home. Giving me grace, feelings of God, let's give him some love. Giving me space, hold the applause, just give me a hug. If I said that I would catch you, would you fall for me? If you ain't heard from me lately, would you call for me? I'm in this ride like wow, I really came from nothing. I remember days, it was pain and suffering. Making it to brighter days was my main discussion. Now I'm making music daily and they saying they love it like wow. I came from nothing, I came from nothing, I can't stop. Came from nothing, I came from nothing, I can't stop. Came from nothing, I came from nothing, I can't stop. Came from nothing, I came from nothing. Nipsey Hussle prolific, always knew I was gifted. Bumping Midnight Marauders, but serving biscuits for tips. And I hated having employment, started rapping in cafes and they would call me a poet. They tried to call me the savior, tried to call me the one. I called me the son, asking for help was calling they bluff. Calling me from a higher power, never give up. I looked inside the mirror, realizing that I got us, it was us. Cause it was us the whole time.